Hello everyone. Welcome you all to the session of Banking and Financial Service class. I'm Impa Bilipa, Associate Professor, Department of Management Sciences, Maharaja Institute of Technology. Previously, we have discussed a few concepts of Unit 3. That is, we learned the meaning, features and categories of merchant banking, which is our Unit 3. In today's class, we'll be learning the services offered by the merchant bankers. What are the different kinds of services which they offer to the public or to the corporate sector which they can utilize to make their business better. Okay, to start with, let's see what are the different kinds of services which are offered. So, a few of the services they have a wide range of services which I'll explain one by one. But let's see what's in the checklist. We have project counseling, mergers and acquisition, market survey and forecasting, estimating the amount of funds which is required for the business, raising of funds for the from the capital market, raising of funds through the new instruments, bought out deals, OTC market operations, loan syndication, technology tie-ups, working capital finance, venture capital, lease finance, fixed deposit management, factoring, portfolio management of mutual funds, rehabilitation of sick units, marketing and underwriting of the new issue, management of customer security, project promotion, project finance, investment banking, insurance services. Like this, it has a wide range of services which is offered by the merchant bankers especially to the corporate sectors. Now, one by one, we'll see individually what these services, what is there within these services. Okay, so to start with, let's begin with the project counseling. Okay, to tell you about the project counseling, the name itself, almost by the name only you can understand what are the services, what are the kinds of services which is provided within these headings. Okay, so the project counseling means this includes the preparation of project reports. If suppose any of the corporate people, if they need any kind of services which is needed in order to prepare a project report, then they can approach these merchant bankers in order to avail these services. So it might be any kind of project where arranging the project pattern, where would you get the finance for the project, or on the basis of the location, on the basis of the marketing or technical or financial viability of a project need to be checked. Then all these can be done in project counseling. You also have, along with this, the corporate counseling. The corporate counseling is where the services are provided in order to improve the performance and build a better image or reputation among the investors. So they have they are free to charge the corporate units any charges they would like to charge for this project counseling or corporate counseling. They put the charge, they put the fees on the corporate people, for which they charge as a charge in the form of interest rates. Okay, where they give advice on for the corporate enterprises from time to time. And for these advices itself, what I was telling, the charge or commission which is charged, that is being levied. So if you want to improve or make your goodwill better, then you can avail the services from the merchant banker. Along with it, if you want to increase the market value of your equity, that is of the corporate sectors or the company's equity share, that also can be done with the help of the merchant bankers. And also for the in the form of opinions, suggestions, what do the merchant bankers do? They actually give the opinions, suggestions, or they do a detailed analysis of the corporate laws which are applicable for that particular unit. If you're not much aware of the laws, rules and regulations and all, the merchant bankers will help the corporate unit in order to understand the concepts. Okay, suppose to be specific, what are the different areas of this corporate counseling? The areas of corporate counseling includes the areas of diversification. For example, if the existing government economic and licensing policy is there and they need some kind of guidance related to the corporate units in the area of diversification, then the merchant banker will provide the advice related to the diversification, like how they could diversify further in terms of geographical diversification or in terms of product diversification, it might be any kind of diversification. And another area is like profitability of each product line. They can evaluate the profitability of each product line so that you can understand which product to continue or which product to stop the production, that is the discontinue, whether you want to expand the product line which is having profit or the product line which is not gaining any kind of profit, whether you can discontinue it. Such kind of decision can also be made with the help of the merchant banker. And also they review the old line projects and SIC units. See, normally the companies which are running with losses in the previous 3 to 4 years, we consider them as SIC units. So if you want to revive these SIC units, the merchant bankers will help you in reviving the SIC units. Probably they'll assess their requirements, study their manufacturing process, technology, whether it is up to date or has it become obsolete, like whether it has become outdated. They check that. Based on this, the merchant bankers will advise on how to restructure or reorganize the SIC units. Okay, there are many banks who do this, especially the Punjab National Bank. It is like an expert. Okay, it is an expertise of revival of the SIC units. Just now I was telling about the SIC units, know how you can revive it. So Punjab National Bank is such one merchant banker which helps you in guiding the revival of SIC units. Okay, so if you want to help these SIC units, what you need to do? So first you need to conduct a detailed study, make an assessment of the revival prospects, like what you can make better, how you can make better, like schemes of modernization, identify areas of this diversification or reorganizing of financial or organization and organizational structure. How you can do it, how can you make the better company better, that you can see to it. And after that, you can provide help in raising loans. So if you need to make the company better, then you have to make certain investment, certain amount of investment need to be done in order to make the company better. So if you want to make an investment, you need funds for that, which as a SIC company, you will not be having any kind of surplus. So automatically you have to rely on the external capital. And how you can pull in this external capital? By raising loans from financial institutions, or you can avail the credit facilities. So you can rely on the loans or credit facilities for making investment to make good the SIC units. Okay, and also you can that is the merchant banker will help getting approval from the financial institutions or banks for the schemes of rehabilitation, like how we approach the banks as an individual, how we approach the bank to buy a car or to build a house, how you approach the bank for the purpose of loan. In the same way, there will be a lot of rehabilitation schemes which are offered by the banks and financial institutions. So the merchant banker helps you out in getting the approval for this. Okay, and also they monitor the rehabilitation scheme. Once the rehabilitation scheme is scheduled and it begins, then the merchant banker will be like a supervisor, or he'll be like a monitor who will keep on tracking how is the rehabilitation scheme being implemented. Okay, that is what that the merchant banker does. And also the possibilities of takeover of SIC units. Suppose if they don't want to continue with the SIC units, then the merchant banker will help the SIC units in order to find another corporate unit which will take over the SIC units. And this is what are the different services offered by the Punjab National Bank. So Punjab National Bank is like an expert service provider related to SIC units, and these are the certain steps which they follow in order to revive any kind of SIC units. So at last, if it is not possible to get it revived, then they try to find another corporate unit which take over the SIC unit. Okay, this is related to project counseling and corporate counseling. They are quite linked, and project counseling is a part of corporate counseling. Okay, let's move on to the capital restructuring. So, what do you mean by capital restructuring? So, here there are different the capital issue which is done by a company, that is restructured. Okay, that is known as capital restructuring services, and the different capital restructuring services depends on the circumstances a unit faces. Like all these strategies given by the merchant banker or the services given by the merchant banker is not common to all kinds of corporate units. It differs from unit to unit. Okay, because their problems will be different, the resources will be different, the limitations will be different. Keeping all that in mind, they frame a new strategy or they customize the services. In this case, for the purpose of capital restructuring services, they normally, first step is they examine the capital structure, like existing capital structure, whatever it is there, they examine it so that the corporate unit decide to what extent the change is required in the capital structure. Okay, that is the first phase. And in case of bonus issue, so I've told you the meaning of bonus issue, where they give additional shares to the existing shareholders of free of cost, just to improve your capital structure. Okay, that in case of bonus issue, the merchant banker helps the client in preparing the memorandum for controller of capital issue and in obtaining his consent. So if any of the company is looking to issue a bonus share, or any of the corporate unit, if it's looking for bonus issue, then they need the approval of controller of capital issue. For that, they need to prepare a memorandum for it, and they have to get the approval from the authority. And merchant bankers will help in doing that. Okay, and then it also advises the that is any company or corporate unit in disinvestment issues with a maximum advantage. For example, if the corporate unit has made investment in various sectors, then they can try out or various sectors or projects. Then any of the project or sector, if it is not that profitable, then the merchant banker advises on disinvesting that particular disinvestment in that particular issue, project or sector. Okay. The next is for sick units, yeah, revival of sick units, as I said. So normally it suggests appropriate capital structure which helps them to revive. So if any of the your industry is in the level of declining and it is treated as sick unit, then for those companies revival is being made. So revival is being made in the sense whatever existing capital structure is there, that has been examined, and after the examination of the existing capital structure, the revival of it is being concentrated. So this brings an like it advises on the basis of extent and means of bringing fresh capital into the business. So one way in the previous one, that is corporate counseling and project counseling, I told you can borrow loans from the financial institution. Another way, you can restructure your capital, where you can see that which is the best issue which you can make. For example, whether it is the right issue which you can make, or whether it is issuing of preference shares, equity or debenture, which will revive the sick units, and you can get capital. Because once you know it is a sick industry, people tend to hesitate in making an investment in the sick unit. That turns out to be profitable sometimes, that turns out to be loss sometimes. Okay. Another service is like merchant bankers, they help or they advise in relation to mergers, takeovers, amalgamation, and help their implementations. In detail, what is this takeover, merger and amalgamation? You have an entire subject in your fourth sem. But as of now, when two companies join together and decide to do the business, that is known as a merger, where and a takeover means where a strong company is going to acquire the weak company, that is takeover. Like this is the meaning. So advices on these mergers and takeovers are given by the merchant banker. And also they help the areas of diversification in the previously corporate counseling also I have told you, and even capital restructuring services also. They help you to concentrate on the areas of diversification so that the existing production system and various strategies are helped to expand the capital base, which is more important. Okay, so next we'll discuss certain other functions. Like before we go to portfolio, let's discuss on certain other functions, services offered, like market survey and forecasting. So this can be done in terms of as a part of project counseling also, or if you don't want it to be done as a part of project counseling, you can take that as a separate task. Like market survey, how do you do the survey of the market, where you survey whether the product would work well or not in the market, what is the demand which is created for that particular product in the market, and you just forecast it. Like every year when you're making a sales based on the demand forecast of the next period, you start production for this year so that the supply matches the demand, so that if the demand is high and supply is less, it's loss for the company because you're letting loose the demand which is anticipated. And if supply is more and demand is less, then it means that you have not forecasted the demand properly, and the prices of the products will also come down because the supply is huge and demand is very less. So to avoid these advantages, to make use of these advantages and to avoid the disadvantages, you can priorly make a market survey and forecast the demand and the viability of the project in order to make the project happening. Okay. Then next other service is like estimating the amount of funds which is required. So that can be done as a part of project counseling, or else if you want an individual service, that can also be done, where you're trying to estimate what are the funds required for the entire procedure. For example, if you want to revive a sick industry, then what is the total fund which is required in order to revive and sick unit, and where will you pool the fund from? Okay, whether it is loan, whether it is issue of capital, where will you pull the fund from? That kind of estimation, and estimation can be done in using budgets. Okay, so budget preparation or cost calculation can be made in order to see that what is the requirement of the fund or for a particular activity. So it might be, I gave you an example of revival of sick units. You can also take an example of merger or takeover. So if A company is planning to take over B company, then automatically A company has to plan out its expenses, like what is the funds which is required in order to take over B company. That will also be done with that can also be done with the help of merchant bankers. And next is raising of funds from capital market. So this topic we have previously discussed many a times, where capital can be raised in from the capital market through preference shares, debentures, equity shares, bonds, any of the long-term instruments you can issue and raise the capital. And there are different ways of raising also. Like for example, you can raise the funds through prospectus, bought out deals, private placement, or else you can rely on book building. These are certain tools or ways through which you can make a primary issue in the capital market. Okay, so if you want to decide on which is more feasible depending on the company's situation, then the merchant banker analyzes the entire company or unit, then they'll tell you which is more feasible. Okay, then you have raising of funds through new instruments. Suppose the company or the corporate unit wants to raise funds with a new instrument and they don't have the knowledge regarding it, then the merchant banker helps them in order to understand which new instrument. Again, it depends. New instrument might change from time to time. Whichever is in trend with that technology, that we call it as a new instrument, or which is not known to that particular unit, that also can be called as a new instrument. So based on that, the merchant banker will give the knowledge to the business unit and help the business unit raise fund through that new particular instrument. Okay, that is one. And another service is like OTC market operations. OTC is like over the counter market operations. For that also, if the company needs any advisors where the small investors come and make an investment who cannot bear the huge brokerage charges and licensing fees of the companies, they can also rely on the merchant bankers for these OTC market operations. Okay, and then technology tie-ups. If companies in certain sectors like automobiles and electronics and all, almost you need to have the on-point technology update. On-point technology update means as the technology changes, your company's features or production should also change and get updated, or else there will be no demand for your product. So that can be done if you're not having that particular technology, then that can be done with the help of technology tie-ups. And merchant bankers help you build a rapport with the two units, or they help bring in the buyer and the seller at the same time. So the person who is having that updated technology can tie up with any kind of units which are in need of that kind of technology. It's like a give and take. So that is technology tie-ups. So merchant bankers help the corporate units in building a technology tie-ups. Okay. Then you have fixed deposit management. So fixed deposit management is where if you need to put a lump sum amount at an invested, want to invest it on a particular sector or a company or a unit, or make it as an investment, then that is also possible with the help of the merchant banker. So you can do that too. That's nothing but we'll say that we'll continue with that with portfolio management. So portfolio management, the subject which is there, that is the investment management, that actually deals with the portfolio management. And there I've told you the meaning also. What do you mean by portfolio management? So portfolio management is where you are investing into more avenues or securities or diversified investment so that your risk and return is neutralized, and if one stock earns losses, that gets losses, the other will compensate with the profit. Okay, that is portfolio management. So here how would the merchant bankers help? So merchant bankers are like they help in issuing of shares and also they not only help the corporate units, they also help the investors, individual investors. They advise their clients, normally who are institutional investors, regarding the investment decision, like to which project they have to invest and how much they have to invest, how the issue is to be made, and what is the quantum of amount of security which is required, what type of issue need to be made, or what type of security need to be invested. That kind of advice is being provided related to portfolio management. Here merchant bankers they have investors and advise on optimum investment mix. Optimum investment mix, just now I said, no, where the risk should be less and return will be high, because they'll be concentrating on such stocks on different stocks where even though one is getting losses, the other will compensate with its profit. Okay, they consider factors like they look into the factors like objective of the investment. What is the objective of an investment? Tax bracket. Now people that are salaried employees or the businessmen, they try to minimize or what tax reduction methods are used. So they'll check whether the tax brackets are applicable to the investor or not. Okay, whether they get any concession on the tax. So they see that whether the tax bracket is available or not. Then a need for maximizing the return. Just now I told about it. They try to maximize the return. And capital appreciation also. The difference between return and capital appreciation is the annual income what you get, that is called as a return, and the difference between the purchase price and the selling price is nothing but the capital appreciation. Okay, so even if you want to if they want to have, like if any of the corporate unit, if they want to issue any shares or purchase any shares, that service is also available with the merchant banker. So it might be any shares or mutual funds or offshore funds, anything it is possible. So that is a different concepts called the issue management. When I come to the issue management, I'll explain there. So this portfolio management services are divided as to the non-resident Indians and the resident Indians. First, for example, if we take the non-resident Indians, the foreign capital resources that has been invested in India, the union government offers a wide incentives to the non-resident Indians and also the persons who are in origin of Indian resident but are abroad. Okay, for them also, and they encourage the NRIs to make an investment in Indian industry. So that is what they do related to foreign nationals. When it comes to the Indian nationals, so it is like services are provided for the purchase and sale of securities, investing and purchase of securities, investing and manage the fixed deposit, trust funds, pension funds, provident funds, investment and other different kinds of funds, safe custody of securities in India and overseas. Okay, this is about the Indian citizens, and reinvesting the returns collected from the investment on preferable avenues, like on profitable, like preferable in the sense which is profitable avenues. They make the return reinvested. Okay, and then investment advisory services, they advise the investors about the investment services, like which is more profitable and which are not. And these are the different services which are provided, and almost all like advice on selection of investment, critical evaluation of the investment portfolio, securities approval from RBI. Like from RBI, they have to approve the securities for the purchase and sale of securities, that they do. Hold securities in safe custody and maintain investment records. Yeah, records maintenance is very important from the date of making the issue till the allotment and dispatching of the share certificate. 6 months from there, you have to keep the record. Okay, record maintenance and collecting and remitting of the interest and dividends to the investors, like what on investment it has been made, the interest and dividend is being paid. Interest is paid for the loans and debentures and bonds, and dividend is paid for shares, and that is equity shares and preference shares. And providing tax counseling and help them to file the tax returns, evaluation of investment periodically on request of the investors, like whether they have earned profit or loss, making an evaluation of that. Circulation of the investment news on which sector should we invest, which sector is not that safe to be invested. All these services are provided by the merchant banker to its clients pertaining to the portfolio management. Okay, these are few of them. And then you have loan syndication. So what do you mean by loan syndication? Loan syndication is, refers to an arrangement made by the bank for a borrower who is likely a large company or a local authority or a government department. So the borrowers from the merchant bankers can be anyone. It might be the government, it might be the local authority, it might be the large companies or corporate units. So what do? They finalize the cost of the project, and before approaching the financial institution for approaching for the loan. Okay, if they want a loan, they have to approach a financial institution, and before that they are setting out the cost, right? Okay, how much cost would they incur in order to apply this particular project? And they design the capital structure, determine what should be the promoter's contribution, and also the approximate amount which need to be raised. Okay, this is one time, which is loan syndication, and they can also rely on the working capital finance. So arrangement for working capital finance can be made. See, working capital finance means on a day-to-day life, you need certain capital in order to run the business. So for this, the Canara Bank or Grindales Bank, Central Bank of India, these are all included, these are all the banks which give the working capital finance. Okay, on the day-to-day activities, if you have to manage, you need working capital. For example, Canara Banks, like, first it estimates the working capital requirement, then assist in preparing the application for credit facilities and for the submission of bankers, and they also help in assisting and in negotiation, like the terms and conditions are not agreed to both the parties, helps in negotiation, helps in expenditure documentation, okay, how much it is required, what are the expenses, and advises the client related to the issue of debenture, that can also be done. And you have different provisions related to the working capital requirement. And others like factoring, we can also combine this using factoring in the sense where the merchant bankers are appointed in order to collect the debt on behalf of a corporate unit. Corporate units normally, if they sell the goods on the basis of credit, it's very difficult for them to collect back the amount. So what do? They rely on these merchant bankers for the help of factoring services. Then you have marketing and underwriting of the new issue. Yes, if it's a new issue, people tend to hesitate to buy the shares of that particular company. So what do you need to do? You need to appoint an underwriter, so who promises that yes, in case of under subscription, I'll buy back the remaining shares. I'll buy the remaining shares. That's underwriting. Marketing, there should be someone who propagates that yes, this company is very good, you can invest in this shares. And whenever a popular who has goodwill, that merchant banker is associated with the issue, obviously there will be the more importance given to it. And then you have a management of customer security. Yes, customer security, client security is very well managed by the merchant bankers, so by keeping it maintaining the secrecy. And project promotion and project finance, we have told you in project counseling only. Like project promotion, you promote the project by marketing it, and project finance, you help them raise the funds. Okay, and insurance services are also part of the merchant bankers. So I've told you about the insurance services which are there. So it might be the insurance services a special issue or with the regular issue itself. Okay, then you have along with this bills discounting and acceptance of credit. So anything like suppose a bill is drawn on behalf of the buyer draws the bills of exchange then on the seller and gives it to the seller, and the seller when the seller needs the immediate cash for the purpose of business, he discounts the bill. And merchant bankers will help in this discounting of bills and acceptance of credit. So it might be the functions of merchant banker, which includes the knowledge of finding out the reputation, then financial standing of the acceptors, the existence for the system of collection of information, and commercial banks that undertake the acceptance and discounting of business, okay, or else for the formula which practices the procedures and all. Okay, these are certain features which are available for bills discounting and acceptance of credit. So these are few of the services which we have discussed in today's class. So there are some more services related to the merchant bankers services offered. Few of it we have discussed now, and few more we'll be discussing in the next class. So let's meet in the next class for the continuation of this service product. Then there only I'll sum up all of these. Okay, so in today's class you have learned project counseling, capital restructuring, portfolio management, loan syndication, lease finance venture capital, issue management, and few more services are pending for the next class. So thank you for attending today's class, and let's meet in the next class.